Hello, my lucky learners. Welcome back to Lucky English for Beginners. I am so incredibly happy that you have chosen to spend this time with me. Find a comfortable chair, maybe pour yourself a cup of warm tea, and let the outside world fade away. Today, we are not just learning English. We are going to travel back to the summer of 1816, a cold, rainy summer in Switzerland, to meet a woman whose imagination created a monster, but whose heart explored the deepest meanings of being human. Her name was Mary Shelley, the brilliant woman who gave the world Frankenstein. This is a story about how a young woman, surrounded by some of the most famous thinkers of her time, looked inside her own mind and found a story that would terrify and fascinate the world for over 2 centuries. It is a story about the power of creativity, the courage to be different, and why the most important thing you can ever do is to listen to your own voice. Part 1: A House of Brilliant Minds. Our story begins with Mary's family. She was the daughter of 2 of the most famous thinkers in England, Mary Wollstonecraft, a writer who fought for the rights of women, and William Godwin, a deep thinker and philosopher. Mary was born into a house filled with books, ideas, and arguments. She didn't grow up playing in the fields, she grew up playing in libraries. From the time she was a small girl, she would sit by her mother's grave and read. She was a quiet, observant child who felt the weight of her parents' fame. She wasn't just a girl, she was a student of the world. She learned to think for herself before she even learned to tie her own shoes. This early love for reading is exactly where your own journey begins. Every book you pick up, every page you turn, is a seed you are planting in your own mind. Part 2: The Rainy Summer. In the summer of 1816, when Mary was only 18 years old, she traveled to Switzerland with the poet Percy Bysshe Shelley. They stayed near the home of another famous poet, Lord Byron, but it was a strange, terrible summer. The weather was dark and rainy. It poured for weeks. They were stuck inside, unable to go out. One night, sitting by the fire, Lord Byron made a challenge. "Let us each write a ghost story," he said. They sat in the dim candlelight, trying to think of something scary. For days, Mary couldn't think of a single idea. She felt the pressure. She felt the eyes of these famous men waiting for her to say something clever. She felt a little bit like you might feel when you are asked to speak English in front of others, nervous, unsure, and worried that your words won't be good enough. Part 3: The Spark in the Dark. Then one night, Mary had a waking dream. She saw a pale student of unhallowed arts kneeling beside the thing he had put together. She saw the hideous phantasm of a man stretched out, and then the working of some powerful engine show signs of life. She opened her eyes, and she was terrified, but she was also excited. She realized she had her story. She started to write. She wasn't writing to please the poets around her. She was writing to understand the dark and bright corners of her own soul. Frankenstein wasn't just a story about a monster. It was a story about being lonely, about being misunderstood, and about what happens when we try to play God. It was a story about the dangers of not having a family and the desperate need for love. Part 4: Why Mary Shelley Matters to You. You might ask, why should I, an English learner, care about a young woman writing a ghost story in the 1800s? That is a wonderful question. Mary Shelley is important because she proves that creativity does not have an age. She was a teenager when she wrote one of the most famous books in human history. When you are learning English, you might think, I am not ready to speak, or my ideas aren't interesting enough yet. Mary Shelley teaches us that your ideas are valuable right now at this very moment. Your perspective is unique. Don't wait for permission to be creative in your English. Write your own tiny stories. Make up your own jokes. Describe your day in a way that is uniquely yours. Part 5: The Courage to be Heard. In the 1800s, it was very difficult for a woman to be a writer. Many people didn't think women had the brains to write serious books. When Frankenstein was first published, it didn't even have Mary's name on the cover. People assumed a man had written it. Mary had to be incredibly brave to say, no, this is my story. She had to fight for her own voice. As an English learner, you are also fighting for your voice. It can be scary to speak a new language. You might worry about being judged or corrected, but look at Mary. She didn't let the opinions of others stop her. She kept writing. She kept sharing her truth. You must do the same. Speak even if your voice shakes. Write even if you aren't perfect. Your voice matters. Part 6: The Language of the Monster. One of the most surprising things about Frankenstein is the monster himself. If you have only seen the movies, you might think the monster is a grunting, scary brute. But in Mary's book, the monster is actually very smart. He learns to speak by listening to people through a wall. He reads classic books. He speaks more beautifully than most of the humans in the story. This is a beautiful lesson for you. The monster learned the language because he wanted to belong. He wanted to connect. He wanted to be understood. Isn't that why you are learning English? You are learning it because you want to be part of the conversation. You want to share your ideas with people across the globe. Language is the ultimate tool for belonging. Part 7: The Plateau of Creation. After writing Frankenstein, Mary didn't stop. She wrote many other books, traveled all over Europe, and lived a life of great tragedy and great beauty. She knew that life, just like language, is a plateau. There are long, quiet stretches where it seems like nothing is happening, and then suddenly there's a burst of creation. When you feel like your English isn't growing, don't despair. You are just in the quiet stretch. Use this time to read more, to listen more, and to imagine more. You are building the strength you need for your next burst of growth. Part 8. The importance of empathy. Mary Shelley taught the world that we should have empathy for the monster. She taught us that even the most frightening things have a human heart hidden inside. This is the greatest gift of language learning, empathy. When you learn English, you are learning to step into someone else's shoes. You are learning to see the world through the eyes of people from different countries, different cultures, and different backgrounds. Empathy is the bridge that connects us all. By learning English, you're becoming a more empathetic, kinder person. That is the highest goal of all. Part 9. The magic of what if. Mary started her story with a what if. What if a man could create life? I want you to start doing this with your English. What if you wrote a diary entry in English today? What if you tried to explain your favorite movie in English to your cat or your friend? What if you treated every English word like a magical tool? When you bring curiosity to your practice, the language stops being a set of rules and starts being a way to explore reality. Part 10. Your story is still being written. Mary Shelley's life was full of hard chapters. She lost many people she loved. She faced constant criticism. But she never stopped being a writer. She never stopped observing. She never stopped feeling. Your English journey will have hard chapters too. There will be days when the words don't come. There will be days when you feel discouraged. But remember Mary. She turned her hard chapters into her greatest success. You can do the same. Don't let a bad day stop your whole story. Keep writing your life, keep speaking your truth, and keep moving forward. Part 11. The power of persistence. Persistence is not just about being strong, it is about being constant. Mary Shelley was a constant observer. She was constantly reading, constantly reflecting. You don't have to study for 5 hours a day to be successful. You just have to be constant. 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, 10 minutes the next day. That consistency is where the magic lives. It is the steady drip of water that eventually carves the canyon. Part 12. You are the creator. In the story, Dr. Frankenstein created a life. You are creating something just as wonderful. You are creating a new you. You are building a new personality in English. You might sound a little different in English than you do in your native language, and that is okay. That is the new you being born. Embrace this version of yourself. Give yourself the space to grow, to change, and to become the person you want to be. Part 13. Finding beauty in the shadows. Mary Shelley knew that shadows are part of life. You cannot have a bright light without a shadow. Don't be afraid of the shadows in your English journey, the mistakes, the confusion, the difficult topics. They are what make your final light so bright. Every time you work through a difficult grammar point, you are bringing light into a shadow. You are mastering your own darkness. Part 14. The legacy of inspiration. Mary Shelley passed away in 1851, but her monster is still alive. Frankenstein is a story that refuses to die. That is the power of a good story. When you learn to speak and write in English, you are gaining the power to share your own stories. Your stories are the legacy you leave behind. Who will you inspire? Who will you connect with? What monsters will you face and turn into friends? Part 15. Your final mission. My lucky learners, thank you for stepping into the rainy, magical world of Mary Shelley with me today. You are doing something truly heroic. You are teaching your brain to think in a new way, and you are building a voice that is uniquely yours. Keep practicing, keep improving, and keep being lucky. I will be right here, waiting to walk the next mile of the mystery with you. Bye for now. Before you go, I have one question for you. If you could create your own monster or creature, something that could help you on your English journey, what would it look like, and what special talent would it have to help you learn faster?